Coming to you live from Earthsprung Gymnasium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Welcome to our coverage of a very important wrestling match tonight. Two of the top 10 teams in the country who've had great dual meets against each other the last few years. It's the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Live tonight on bwyellowjackets.com. I'm Brendan Gulick, happy to be joined by Dante Giannetti tonight as the Yellow Jackets and Purple Raiders are introduced here to the crowd. And Dante, it's almost a matchup now that it almost comes with the introduction of the two teams, and yet everybody in this building knows what's at stake tonight. Conference dominance and potentially a conference championship on the line.
Oh, yeah. We always like to say that we like to take it one match at a time, so we're not even looking at the conference championship as a team. But, everyone knows that's kind of in the back of everyone's mind. And, it's definitely something to think about, but just the main focus of these guys is just going out there and just wrestling as hard as they can for 7 minutes. That's
take on your one individual opponent and let the rest of the team do their work, no doubt about that. Well, we've got a number of guys that are wrestling tonight that are nationally ranked individually, and I think those are probably going to be the feature matches tonight, particularly the matchup at 141 I think is really intriguing.
141, Charlie Nash versus Jordan James, returning national champ and All-American right there. Charlie was ranked number 1 at 133 earlier in the season, so I think it's a matchup between two number ones, which is always a good match.
How about at 157, Antoine Pugh for Mount Union and Stan Blake for the Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, Antoine came out on the D3 scene last year and really lit it up. I think he only had one loss on the season, and then Stan didn't have the season he wanted, but he's been lights out this year. He's 11-0, I think. He's on a nice little win streak, so it's gonna be interesting.
Looking forward to seeing how this one goes here tonight. Yellow Jackets and Purple Raiders are being introduced. The first match of the night will be at 125, and it will feature Jack Stanley for the Yellow Jackets against, it looks like Eric Gerbach for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. We're just about ready to get rolling tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Coverage of this evening's contest brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, the global recycling company. By Papa John's Pizza in Berea, the official pizza provider of BW Athletics. Call them at 440-891-1900 or go online, papajohns.com. And by the Oswald Company, they'll handle all of your insurance and risk management needs. All right, what do you think the big key is for the Yellow Jackets here tonight if they're going to come away with a team victory?
I think everyone needs to come out here with a chip on their shoulder. This is our first home opener. It's exciting. It can be nerve-wracking, and I think everyone's capable of handling business. I think the main thing is just people going out there and doing it. I think that's the goal. Right now, Jack is going to be controlling the pace. He's really crafty. He's really slick. So the quicker that he can get to his stuff and keep Gerbach on his toes, the better it'll be for Jack. Gerbach's actually a former Yellow Jacket. He transfers out, or he transferred out last year. He went closer to home. He's from Marlington, so we know him.
Familiar stomping grounds for him, no doubt about that. Jack Stanley, a freshman out of Brecksville Broadview Heights High School, and Gerbach, as you mentioned, from Marlington, down in the Greater Alliance area. He's a sophomore. Stanley 7-3 so far in his freshman season, trying to rack up some early points. Boy, it's a great move. Mount Union too early. Where is Jack Stanley at his best?
Jack Stanley is at his best when he's moving on his feet. He's faking in and out. He's very quick. So don't get me wrong. He's very tough on top too. But I think his best position is on his feet. He's so crafty. He's so smart. He's so mat tactically sound that the more he can create wrestling, the better it is for him. The greater advantage he gets.
Stanley trying to pull away here in the opening match of the night. Mount Union still hanging on to 2 points out of the ring. 133 on the first round timer. And the Purple Raiders excited here early. See if Stanley can quickly get a point back and get out of What's been a tough hold so far for Gerbach. Great reversal. 2 points.
See, that's that slickness Jack has. He's quick. He's all over the place. It's kind of tough to control him sometimes. But I've been loving to see Jack's development this year as a freshman. You know, he's a starter as a freshman. It's not the easiest thing to do, but he's been really working on his stuff, getting better every day, and figuring some stuff out. And it's been awesome to see for him.
3-2 after Gerbach breaks free. At the moment, 32 riding time in favor of the Raiders. I think this might be one of the more underrated matches of the night. You don't necessarily have two guys here that you expect massive things from nationally, but both are very capable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a stalemate, they'll go back to the middle, 32 seconds. Gerbach on the year, 8-3 overall. He's 1-0 in conference competition, and he does have 4 pins. So starting with someone with that kind of success for the Purple Raiders, starting for the team, can really give you a boost. Jackets in this week's poll came in number 7 in the country, Mount Union number 6. Final seconds ticking off in the opening period. All right, Mount Union by a point so far, 3-2. Yellow Jackets' 8th-year head coach Jamie Gibbs standing in front of his bench over there, looking on anxiously. Coach Gibbs has built a terrific program here with OAC championships consecutively here the last 4 years. They have become the premier program in the league, and Mount Union, in many ways, trying to echo that. The Yellow Jackets don't like it. What happened there?
Stall call. Jack was down on his legs. The ref started counting. It's a 5, and then once a 5 count comes up, it's a stall. So apparently Jack was down on his legs for 5 seconds in the ref's eyes.
Jackets are down 3-2 here at 1:25. Eric trying to loosen the grip. Jack takes him back down, still barely inside the ring.
Jack putting on a great ride right now.
He's taking that riding time all the way back down to triple zeros. We saw Jack Stanley come up with his 2 points when he started down. Here he is up top. Out of the ring.
Almost another stall call there. That ref was getting close to 5. When you see him start swiping his hand, that's when he's counting. That means you got 5 seconds to either work up or let him go.
1:09 left here on this second period clock. The riding time starting to mount for Jack Stanley. Point Mount Union 4-2.
Gerbach doing a good job just getting up to his feet, keeping Jack, having to keep bringing him back down and down. That's tiring for both guys.
Right now 32 seconds riding time for the Yellow Jackets, so not enough to tighten the gap here with a point. Stanley's going to need another takedown. He's got 25 seconds here to do it. Got to be getting close. Jackets think he might have him pinned. It was a vulnerable spot.
Jack, some serious flexibility there.
5 seconds. They have not awarded the points to Mount Union yet.
Nothing.
And they will not give it to him. The referees converse.
No score.
All right. So it's 4-2 Purple Raiders starting the third. Well, not a terrible idea for Stanley to start down, and he gets 1 point. Now he can come up with a takedown here. Yellow Jackets could get early team points at 125. Mount Union, though, with a 4-3 lead. You mentioned Jack's good on his feet. Is this a spot you'd like to see him in here?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is where Jack's going to thrive at. Haven't seen many attacks out of him, but once he starts getting moving, it's dangerous. It's really hard to keep up with him.
He's running out of time with 1:13 here. Yellow Jackets down 4-3 at 125. Inside a minute to wrestle. Stanley pounces on top of him. No points yet. Needs at least one. Still nothing. Jackets are begging for it. 35 seconds and counting. Riding time's only at 21 seconds and a stalemate.
Jack looking to push the pace right now. Short time, needs one. Let's see.
25 seconds.
Jack in on a nice low single. That's two. That should be a takedown.
Still haven't given it to him. Stanley with 5 seconds. Trying like crazy to get him. They whistle it dead again.
Illegal move. He figure four around the head. 1 point Jack. The match is tied up. We're going to see OT here.
Huge. I think Jack tried to sell it with that figure four. He looked straight up at the official and was pointing at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes you got to make it known if the ref's not seeing it. I mean, this ref, he's a great ref. He refs a lot of the OAC matches. So, however, Coach Gibbs probably arguing that they stopped that action. Jack was really close to scoring there. So.
All right, so they get overtime. An extra minute here at 125, tied at 4.
First takedown wins. First point scored wins.
Boy, hopefully this is a precursor of what we're in for all night.
If that's the case.
Stanley so close. Gerbach trying to give him everything he can. 30 seconds in OT. Boy, you could feel the tension here in Ersprung.
Really close to that takedown.
15 seconds in OT.
Oh, that's two. That's
no
Jack.
Points. No points yet. Finally awarded to the Yellow Jackets. What a huge win at 125.
Win. Awesome wrestling by both guys right there. Jack doing what Jack does. He's a scrapper. That's a great start for the Yellow Jackets.
Outstanding win by Jack Stanley. And 3 early points for Baldwin Wallace. Wow.
Awesome first match.
What a start. All right. It brings us to 133. Why don't you tell us about your teammate out on the ring here?
Chad Kraft started the season off at 141, was having some pretty good success, ended up coming down to 33, and just coming off a BW Invite Championship where he just steamrolled everybody. However, for Mount Union, this is David Massey. He's a sophomore. He's coming down from 141 from last year, and he's tough. He's a regional placer, match away from going to nationals. I mean, so I think this is also one of those underrated matchups that you were talking about.
Chad Kraft for the Yellow Jackets, 9-3 this year, 50-18 in his career. Kraft, a junior out of Clayton Northmont High School down in the Dayton area. And on the other side, you've got pretty talented young man in David Massey. Massey 9-3 as a freshman for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Or I should say first-year wrestler, sophomore in school, and he picks up 2 early points. He wrestled in Northeast Ohio at Cuyahoga Falls Woodridge High School. Massey currently ranked number 9 in the country in the 133 weight class. This is probably one of those areas when Mount Union looks at things on paper, they probably feel like this might be a slight advantage in their favor. 2-1 here in the opening 90 seconds. Kraft and Massey release each other. How much is Chad Kraft feeding off of what Jack Stanley did in that first match?
I've been in the position where the 120 and then the 133 comes out next, and let me tell you what, it makes a difference. I've been on both ends where the 125 was won and lost, and when Jack Stanley wins that match and sets the tone for the entire duel, which is awesome. So Kraft is definitely feeding off of it right now. A little bit of a slow start, but it'll be all right.
That's 4-1 at the moment. David Massey out front for Mount Union.
And like Chad wasn't working on top or on bottom, so he just got hit for stalling.
Still 4-1, 8 seconds on the clock. All right, 1:03 riding time for David Massey here early on. Meanwhile, Josh Malave, 4th-year head coach at Mount Union, has done a fabulous job with this Purple Raider program. Mount Union has certainly established themselves as a football national power within the last several years in particular. A few of their other programs have really achieved at a high level nationally. Their track and field program won a national title indoors a couple of years ago. This wrestling program's been very good the last few years. 6-1 here in favor of Massey. An escape point, 6-2. Where can Kraft be better here?
Get to his attacks more. You know, Chad's really tough on his feet. He's especially tough on top, so I would just say getting him in that position on top where he's going to have his most opportunity. So that he's not moving as much as I would like to see him move, but yeah.
All right, well, he's got inside a minute to go here in the second. Down by 4, looking for a way to score points quickly here. Good move from Massey. 2 more.
Nice double leg takedown by Massey. He's hit Chad with maybe 3 of those this match already. So
8-2 here. Chad's got to be careful. If you can't win the match, ideally you'd only like to give up 3 points as a team. But at the moment, with all the riding time, he's talking about giving up 4 as it is. Riding time keeps climbing up now north of a minute and a half. That's the end of the second. So far, David Massey's been a tough customer.
Oh, yeah.
Kraft will start the third one down. He releases quickly, but no big deal for Massey giving up 1 point there. It's 8-3, but essentially 9-3 with the riding time accumulated. Kraft trying not to let Massey get back on him. That's two more. 10-3. Now looking at a major decision. (10-4). Oh, Massey's so quick. Kraft doing everything he can to get back on top of him, but Massey's got the left leg. Kraft, no options there. Two more Purple Raider points. This has been a dominant 7 minutes from David Massey.
Yes, it has.
Massey's riding time is approaching 2 minutes, and he has a 12-4 lead. So he's going to pick up 4 points as a team unless something drastic changes here in the next 27 seconds. Another stall on Chad Kraft. But a tough match for him.
Yeah. Well, like we said, David Massey is no joke. He's ranked top 10 in the country for a good reason.
Really big match coming at 141 in just a moment. And the Purple Raiders know it. The entire bench is going over to support Jordan James as the horn sounds on 133. David Massey, 13-4. And Mount Union has a 4-3 lead as a team over Baldwin Wallace. Perhaps the premier match of the night. Charlie Nash, All-American last year, finished 4th at the national tournament against Jordan James, who was last year's national champion at 133. 6-3 Mount Union as a team score. Here we go.
Score should be 4-3.
I think it's 4-3, correct?
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get that fixed up on the board. In the meantime, James lightning fast. Jackets pick one up, 2-1. Charlie Nash has had a fabulous career wrestling at BW. 90 wins, 39 losses. Jordan James, 2 more. Nash 8-2 on the season against a Jordan James opponent who's just wicked good. He's only lost once in his career. A combined 43-1 wrestling between 133 and now 141. Looks like a spider monkey.
He's so aggressive, strong, and fast, and he just comes out and he wants to hit you as many times as he can in the first 3 minutes, throw you off. I've wrestled both of these guys, and Charlie's one of the most stingy guys I know. Scoring 2 takedowns on him is not easy. Jordan James just did it in a minute and 20 seconds. So
James out of Bedford High School, transferred to Mount Union last year. Charlie Nash, senior out of Norwalk. They'll restart here, 132. By By the way, they have fixed the scoreboard in the arena. It's 4-3 Mount Union. 1:25 left in the opening stanza. 4-2 in this match. Where is Jordan James vulnerable?
Jordan James is vulnerable. You got to slow him down on his feet. Like you said, he's like a spider monkey. He's super fast. He's super strong. So the way that you beat him is you slow him down, and you get to your takedowns one at a time. You gotta wrestle through every position, and that's. I think Charlie's doing a good job right now, but it's just got to just keep on working his stuff.
35 seconds left in the first. 6-3 at the moment in favor of James.
Right there, Charlie controlling his wrist. That's going to be a huge part to the match. That's a great way to slow somebody down if they can't attack with their hands.
Good leverage on both sides. Time winding down here in the first. All right, so far so good. 6-3 in favor of Jordan James. And James will go down here to start the second.
See, Jordan James loves to hit a quick stand-up right off the whistle.
Nash trying to take his legs out. He does. Needs more for the official takedown, though. Oh, what a move by James. Wow. 7-3. Good explosive move from Charlie Nash. Can't keep his grip, though. See James briefly glance up at the clock there. 1 minute to go in the second. He's got a 4-point lead. Riding time is only at 6 seconds.
Looks like he's slowing down a little bit.
He came out hot. Nash is working him well, though.
Charlie peppering off attacks now. Jordan not getting so many. As I say that, Jordan scores a takedown. Wow.
That was outstanding patience by Jordan James. Picked the right spot. Now it's 9-3, 25 seconds here in this second period. Wrestling at 141. Baldwin Wallace with a win at Ohio Northern on November the 19th to start conference on a perfect note. Third period coming up. Meanwhile, Mount Union knocked off Muskingum 54-0 in their first conference match of the season. (9-4), James on top. Charlie Nash right now is in a tough spot. James riding time up at 39 seconds and counting. Nash trying to break through, and he does. All right, 9-5. Riding time still under a minute. We've got a minute and a half here at 141. James looking for that left ankle. Couldn't get there quickly enough. James in control here. Oh, good try from Nash, not quite enough. Inside 30 seconds here, final period. Jordan James in the white jersey. The Jackets are in their white and brown. Getting ready for Tanner McHugh and Luke Hernandez coming up next. Final 10 seconds. It's been a little anticlimactic here toward the end. James puts an exclamation point on it. Wow. And that rides out the end of 141. Reigning national champion Jordan James, still only one loss in his Mount Union wrestling career. That was impressive.
Yep. Good match on both guys there.
All right, we'll see if the Yellow Jackets can get one back here. Jack Stanley earned a win at 125, but Baldwin Wallace dropping 133 and 141. And so they turn to Tanner McHugh here at 149 against Luke Hernandez.
Luke Hernandez returning All-American at 149. And Tanner just a match shy from qualifying for nationals last year at 141. He's up a weight.
So it's 7-3 Mount Union as a team. Hernandez trying to strike first. Tanner giving him everything he can handle. Tell us a little bit about Tanner McHugh and what his strengths are.
Tanner McHugh's strength is his endurance. Kid does not stop wrestling for 7 minutes. He'll go as long as he has to. He'll be in your face the whole time, hand fighting, trying to get to his shots, his attacks, and suffocating the guys with pressure. That's definitely Tanner's biggest strength. He's very good on his feet. He's quick and he's strong, and so he's going to be looking to just turn the pace up on Luke Hernandez and just try to get him as tired as he can.
No points awarded either way yet. McHugh 10-2 this year, 55-24 wrestling in his career. Luke Hernandez 60-22 in his career. Only 1-2 so far here in 2019. Mount Union with an early 7-3 lead as a team, fourth of 10 matches tonight. .120 left in the opening. Two points for the Raiders. Jackets get one back here.
Good shot from Hernandez. Just kicks him, lets him go right away.
I think they put it up backwards on the scoreboard. It says it's 2-1 in favor of BW, but Mount Union has a 2-1 lead here. At times this gymnasium's been awfully loud. All of a sudden, fairly quiet. .35 seconds left in the first. What's been the big focus in training lately?
Getting better. It's always our focus. I mean, I can't really speak too much because I'm not in the practice room. But I mean, I can tell you one thing is that when I was in there last year and the years before, our focus was getting better every day. I mean, we all know how to wrestle, and so the technique is just the smaller part of the training. It's just getting mentally tougher, getting a mental edge on guys, and being able to just push ourselves as hard as we can for as long as we can. That's That's always our main goal. Big escape by Tanner with 2 seconds left in the match, too.
All right, it's now 4-2 Mount Union here in the opening period of 149. Have another fabulous match coming up in just a few minutes. Antoine Pugh and Stan Blake will wrestle at 157. Jackets had a great start with Jack Stanley, but have sputtered a bit against two terrific Purple Raider wrestlers. Quickly, 5-2. McHugh trying to swing things back in his favor here.
Hernandez keeps on digging that underhook. Tanner hit for stalling, backing up.
Is that the right call?
I think so.
Okay.
I think Hernandez shot Tanner out, and Tanner was a little bit slow to circle back in. I mean, it's different with every ref how they decide to call it. Some refs would have called that action, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think if you read the rule book, that was like a stalling call.
Okay. 1:15 to go here in the second. Luke Hernandez for Mount Union. Deadlocked.
These two very similar style of wrestling. Really like going on their feet. Not much of a ride.
Hernandez, a junior out of Tri-Valley High School in Nashport, Ohio, in the greater Columbus area. And Tanner McHugh, junior out of Tamaqua High School in New Ringgold, Pennsylvania. Well, as has been the case throughout a couple of the matches early on, not a ton going here. Mount Union give it another point. Tanner trying to take him. He's in a tough spot here. 20 seconds left in the second.
Short time, Hernandez in that single, split in the middle. Tanner trying to hang on. Tanner's not in a very good spot to score. It looks like they're going to call this one dead with short time left. 6-2. Tanner got hit with that second stall. Gives Hernandez a little bit of a buffer here going into the third.
That's 6-2. The riding time at 14 seconds. The Jackets will start down here. Tanner's got 2 minutes to make something of this. That was the easiest point he'll have all night. Now down 3. McHugh knows he needs a takedown. And they're ruled out of the ring. How challenging is it when you're wrestling against a guy that you referenced a minute ago here, stylistically so similar?
It's tough. I mean, like I said, these two are both really good on their feet, so there's probably a good chance they're both really hard to score on their feet too. So when you do that, you really gotta change something. You gotta make a slight difference that's gonna give you an edge. It's Tanner right there, just sprawled out and almost got to a quick angle. Hernandez squared up. But it's really difficult. I think, for me at least, I have a weird style of wrestling, so it's not similar to a lot of people. But for two guys like this who are just scrappers, always in each other's face, and just hand fighting like crazy, head fighting like crazy, it's tough. It's tough for Tanner.
Tanner was vulnerable there for just a brief moment
And Hernandez tried to pick up the pace right there and get a score.
Almost got him. Still 6'3", Hernandez leading for Mount Union here, third period. Wrestling at 149. That's a takedown.
Another one.
All of a sudden, this is turning south for the Yellow Jackets as a team. It's 8-3 here. We will not see any points added for riding time. It's not possible. McHugh down 5 with under 15 seconds to go. And the Raiders are starting to think about Antoine Pugh and Stanley Blake. (8-4). And that's how it'll end. Standing O from the Purple Raider faithful.
Looks like we're getting Dalton Leitner, not Stan.
How about that? Dalton Leitner is going to wrestle for the Yellow Jackets instead of number 7, nationally ranked Stan Blake. What goes into decisions like this?
Matchups, I mean, style of wrestling for sure. Dalton's style of wrestling is very unorthodox. He's really crafty. He's smart. He's smart with how he wrestles, and he likes getting into positions that he's good at, and he gets there a lot. And I mean, I think a lot of things go into it too. Like, could we potentially Stan score more points at 65 than he could at 57, or vice versa? You know, I think everything's taken into consideration.
2 early points for Mount Union, and Antoine Pugh was ranked number 1 in the country at 157. Pugh, a junior out of Copley High School down in the greater Akron area. Copley's down in Fair Lawn. Pugh is having a fantastic season, 5-0. He's 39-1 as a Purple Raider.
Close to backs there, no backs though.
Almost had him. Meanwhile, Dalton Leitner, 57-25, wrestling at BW. He's 10-3 here in 2019.
Yeah, Dalton had a big breakout year last year. I think he had over 30 wins, and he didn't even end up being the starter, but he wrestled his butt off every time he got the chance, and it paid off for him.
What's that do for your confidence when you're a guy like Dalton, who's now as an upperclassman but has a breakout year as a sophomore? Feel like you really can ride that into your last 2 years.
It's a great feeling.
Oh boy, Dalton's in a tough spot.
Dalton in a cradle.
Not enough yet. Union wants it. Pugh trying to finish him. What's Dalton have to do to get out of that?
Fight it. Just be tough. Get tough there. Get big. Got to extend your body out. I mean, it's not fun being there. So.
That was a pretty sweet move by Antoine Pugh. Finished last year as a national runner-up. .54 seconds left in the first.
Antoine very good on top. Just constant pressure, constantly driving his feet, trying to get a turn.
Mount Union leads the team tally 10-3. They have 2 regular decisions and 1 major decision. Yellow Jackets with an overtime win at 125. Currently 6-0 here. Closing seconds in the first. All right. So far, so good for Pugh. Tell us a little bit more about Dalton Leitner and what you think about his game.
I don't want to speak too soon before the period starts, but Dalton's best game is his top. He's what I would like to call a leech on top. He's very tough. He's super long. He's got one of the strongest grips that I've ever felt, and so he just gets those long legs in and starts stretching guys out, and he starts looking for his stuff, and he's really tough from there. So he's looking for a big period here for him. This is exactly where he wants to be, and Antoine doing a great job getting up to his feet.
Well, there were almost 3 minutes of riding time for Antoine Pugh in that first period. 2 big ones. Oh, boy. Over. My goodness. Antoine Pugh comes out of nowhere. Puts him away. Those are 6 big points for Mount Union.
That is 6 big points. Pins are always big in dual matches like this.
So Stan Blake is going to wrestle against Ben Hoff here.
No, this is Michael McIntyre.
Michael McIntyre, okay. I was going by the public address announcement. The referees went over to the table. Ben Hoff. Michael McIntyre. Tell us a little bit about Ben here.
This is Stan, but
oh, this is Stan.
Stan is great on his feet. I'm sorry, I just got caught up right there. But Stan's great on his feet. He has a great single leg. He's got to get there, and Michael McIntyre super long, really good at cradle. So Stan's gonna have to keep away from that. He actually almost got caught up right there in the first couple seconds, but. Stan's movement on his feet, I like to compare it like a magician. Like 1 second he's there, and then the next second he's in on your leg, and your leg's up in the air. Super tough. That's
Blake undefeated this year, 12-0, 73-18. He's ranked number 7 in the country at 157, but he's wrestling here at 165. Mount Union having a good night so far. They lead 16-3. They got a pin from Antoine Pugh at 157. Right along the edge of the ring, and they'll go back to the middle.
Ref calls stalemate there.
The Purple Raiders have won 4 consecutive matches, and the Yellow Jackets are in a tough spot. Down 16-3, trying to make a comeback. That's not going to get it done. Blake escapes the grip quickly, though. You're following along, by the way, with the live results on trackwrestling.com. Those have now been refreshed and are up to date accurately. 1 minute to go in the first. Coverage of tonight's Mount Union and Baldwin Wallace match, sponsored by Jimmy John's in Middleburg Heights. We're freaky fast, so your sandwich arrives freaky fresh. Call us at 440-625-0745, or you can order online at jimmyjohns.com. And by Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider for Baldwin Wallace University. And it's 2 more for McIntyre. He leads 4-1, and they're out of the ring.
An escape would be huge for Stanley. A ride-out would be huge for McIntyre right now.
34 seconds left in this first. Stanley's only down 4-1. Trying like crazy to break that grip. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. Never came. There might be 2 for a reversal here. And they're out of the ring. No points either way.
No points. I don't know if I agree with that call.
How did you see it?
Stan definitely didn't have a reversal, but McIntyre no longer had control, so I would say it was definitely an escape, if anything.
Okay. Well, Stan will have another chance to try to get free here. 11.8. Ride it out for the first. All right, Mount Union 4, Baldwin Wallace 1 after 3 minutes. This is part of the challenge the Yellow Jackets are facing. Stanley Blake, a guy that throughout the course of not just this season but his career, he's been able to single-handedly score points a lot. He gives away the escape there. It's 5-1. You almost look at him as the kind of guy who you're trying to ride some momentum back into your favor, looking for him to stop the bleeding here.
Absolutely. Stan's definitely one of those guys for us. I think still a lot of time in this match, so we'll see what happens.
Blake's in trouble. In trouble. Trying to fight through it. McIntyre, 2, 3, 4. Not enough yet. Well, 1 minute to go in the second. The Yellow Jackets are, their fans, pretty quiet sitting in their seats at the moment. It's over. Stan Blake doesn't get pinned very often. That's a heck of a match for Michael McIntyre. The Yellow Jackets in a world of hurt here. 22-3.
Let's go, big man. Let's get him.
It's up to
Let's go,
174 now. Joe Koplow for the Jackets.
This is Ben Huff.
That'll be Ben Huff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, this is Ben Huff.
Making an adjustment to the original guys turned in. He's wrestling David Reinhardt. Tell us a little bit about Ben.
Ben, super good attacks. Just struggles opening up sometimes. I think he gets a little bit nervous when he gets out there, but once Ben starts to open up, he's very slick. He's very quick, and will score points.
Ben's a senior out of Thomas Worthington High School down in Greater Columbus. They whistle for a stoppage there when Reinhardt's protective headgear came off. Hoff 4-1 this year, 20-8 wrestling in his career at BW. He's up against Reinhardt, 4-2 on the season and in his career. David Reinhardt, a freshman out from near your neck of the woods. He's a Canfield kid.
Yeah, Canfield. I actually practiced with Reinhardt a couple times back in high school. He used to be a lot lighter. He's a lot bigger than me now.
I'd ask you if you could still take him, but that might not be fair. Those are 2 big points for Ben Hoff. BW trying to stop the bleeding any way they can. Jackets still have some talented wrestlers the rest of the way, but down 22-3 here at 174. Because they've been pinned twice, BW's best chance to come back in this match is to come up with a couple of pins of their own. It's not over from a team perspective, but BW's in trouble. Off. What's he trying to do here?
Ride him out, tire out Reinhardt a little bit, and then that'll open up his turns. He starts getting to those. Now would be to get to his holds again, get another takedown. Close to putting him on his back there with the first one, so hopefully Ben will be looking to do that again.
2-1, BW out front.
Let's go, big.
25 seconds. Both guys trying to get better positioning. 13 seconds. Six seconds. That'll close out the opening stanza. All right, good work there from Ben Hoff. Jackets have been pinned in back-to-back matches, Antoine Pugh and Michael McIntyre. The night started 3-0 in BW's favor with a Jack Stanley win at 125 in overtime. Mount Union has won each of the last 5 individual matches. Off. Spins Reinhardt around. He's got riding time in his favor at 114.
Doing a good job riding him out.
That's a release. Minute 30 in favor of riding time. That's what Hoff's hanging his hat on at the moment. Well, the Yellow Jackets are in a spot here. They have to make up 19 points in 4 matches to come back in timeout Union on the team tally. A lot of pressure on the heavyweight guys to get it done. Hoff trying to do his part here. And he gets 2. Mount Union's asking for that to be negated. And they whistle for a stoppage. What's the discussion here, you think?
Whether if that was 2 or not, and the refs just called it off. I didn't think it was 2 just yet, but he also stopped the action, which could have led to more scenarios. I don't know. I think he stopped it a little early, didn't need to stop it. Could have let him keep wrestling, but.
Oh, we're 40 seconds in the second. Oh, that's such a good takedown. Hoff escapes.
Quick escape.
Hoff is down 4-3 late in the second. Mount Union, if they win this match, correct me if I'm wrong, if they win this match, then the team score, even with 3 pins, the next 3, BW wouldn't be able to catch them, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
At 184, 197, and 285, even if the Jackets come up with 3 consecutive pins and pick up 18 points.
That would only put us at 21.
It would only get to 21, and if Mount Union wins this match here, then they will win the team match. All right, so it's, again, not over, but the Jackets feeling like their backs are against the wall. David Reinhardt has a 4-3 lead.
Reinhardt going optional start. Not going to try to ride him out. Ben gets a quick escape.
Well, Ben gets the escape, and he has a minute 30 riding time in his favor. So he does have a 1-point advantage here. All comes down to the final 145. You see any vulnerabilities on either side here that one of these two guys needs to try to hit?
I mean, as we say that, Reinhardt gets in super deep on a shot, so definitely that both their legs are kind of far out there, able to get single legged like that. But I think Ben hasn't really opened up his offense yet and got going. Reinhardt's kind of been the one taking the attacks, so. Just hope a key for Ben right now is to keep on trying to score and not trying to hold on to just the riding time win. That's how you start to get in a tricky situation when you got the skates on, you're moving backwards, you're not moving forward enough and stuff. And Reinhardt's got nothing to lose right now, so.
48 seconds.
Great slide by Ben. That was super slick.
Big 2 points. Riding time keeps increasing. Ben Hoff might just be keeping the Yellow Jackets alive. Well, essentially no breathing room for BW. Got to have this. Escape. Mount Union trying to tell Reinhardt, get after it. 10 seconds. Jackets essentially have a 2-point lead here. And it's over. All right, Baldwin Wallace finally back in the win column. Ben Hoff, a huge win at 174. In the final 3 matches, Baldwin Wallace needs 2 pins and a major decision at minimum to tie. They need to come up with, well, a total of 16 points in 3 matches. There's a few different ways to do it. Lucas Salmon and Anthony Scurry. Tell us about Lucas.
Oh, Lucas is a stud freshman. Came out in his first tournament, beat the returning national champ. Second collegiate match ever. He's coming off a state championship his senior year of high school, so he's been developing really well, getting mentally stronger every day, and just really likes to let it fly when he wrestles, which makes for really fun to watch. As Salmon looking to put him on his back.
Lucas Salmon from Perkins High School up in Sandusky. Jackets an early lead here, and they're not going away without a fight. He is 7-3 so far as a collegiate wrestler. And actually, he is wrestling George Lasnik, not Anthony Scurry. Late change for Mount Union. Lasnik has been so-so throughout his career. Wrestling at 184 has been his best work, with a record of 13-13. Tied at 2. And they're out. George Lasnik, as a collegiate wrestler, 16-23. On the season, he's 2-2. So you would think that this probably favors BW a little bit here. But a big ask of the freshman Luke Salmon. Riding time negating here. Going back in Mount Union's favor. 112 in the first. Wrestling at 184. Team scores Mount Union 22, BW 6. Selman trying to hang on. Lasnik in good position. Riding time at 33 seconds for Lasnik. He has dominated the back half of this opening stanza.
Yeah, he's doing a great job keeping Lucas flat. Lucas having trouble building up.
Lasnik has him in a tough spot. And they'll release at the horn. Well, good job so far for George Lasnik. Remember, Baldwin Wallace down 22-6 here. Even if they lose by regular decision, they would fall behind by 19 points with just 2 matches to go. So if the Jackets want to win the team tally, they cannot afford to lose any of the remaining matches. Tied at 2, but a minute riding time is being negated here. Salmon won't let go of him. Oh, Lasnik in a good spot. Takes him down. Pins his right leg underneath him. Mount Union with a 4-2 lead here at 184. Stall warning for Salmon. Lucas almost escapes the hold entirely. Now he's got Lasnik in a tough spot. Riding time continued to build and they release. Mount Union essentially has a 2-point lead here. 33 seconds in the second. Baldwin Wallace has been the king of the conference for several years now running. Mount Union on the verge of perhaps taking a massive dual meet here in Berea. And they are perhaps just 2 minutes away from clinching a team victory tonight. Lucas Salmon will start down. He's down a point and down a minute 40 riding time. Salmon trying to spin out of it.
Lucas going to have to score 2 here to tie it up because Lasnik's got riding time.
And that riding time is not going anywhere. He's going to need a reversal or a takedown here in a big way. He at least gets 1 point.
He got a 1-point escape.
All right, 4-4. But the riding time in favor of Mount Union. We've got 1:10 left. Big ask of the freshman, Lucas Selman. He needs a takedown. Inside a minute. Lasnik trying to hang on. Lasnik goes low. No points either way yet. 47 seconds.
Lucas looking to pass a leg here. Try to create a scramble.
35 seconds. Still nothing.
No points.
Jackets are in trouble. 22 seconds. Salma needs a takedown now. 15. Mount Union could feel it. 7 seconds. Selman goes low. And the Raiders clinch it at 184. Regular decision in favor of George Lasnik. So Zachary Lehman will wrestle at 197.
Yeah, Zach, one of our returning All-Americans, too.
Well, he's had an outstanding career. One of the best, frankly, to ever wrestle at BW. A win tonight would be the 99th victory of his career. He's 98-25. A senior out of Revere High School down in Akron. He's wrestling against Landon Talbert. Talbert for Mount Union this season 4-1. He is 20-11 as a collegiate wrestler. Talbert, a sophomore from Crestview High School out in Salem. 25-6, Mount Union on the team tally out front. After this, just the heavyweights, Jared Miller and Christian Reynolds, likely to wrestle against each other. Lehman, number 4 in the country. You mentioned he is a returning All-American. He's got legitimate national championship aspirations here in 2019 at 197. Well, it's been a good match tonight. Maybe I should say a good meet so far tonight. We've seen some outstanding wrestling individually by both Antoine Pugh and Michael McIntyre from Mount Union. And so far, of the 8 decisions, 5 of them have been regular decisions. Major decision for David Massey, and then those 2 pins as well. Lehman grabs his left leg, and he takes 2 points. How difficult is it to wrestle late in a match like this where you know as a team you're not going to accomplish your goal for the night, but you still have what you set out for individually in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a tough thing to do. But at the same time, I don't think anything changes for Zach, because regardless of how the team outcome is, he's still going to have to go out there and wrestle to his fullest ability for 7 minutes. So, at the end of the day, a lot of people like to say the matches come down to the heavyweight match, but I don't think that's true. I think it comes down to every match individually. It just so happens that the heavier guys are towards the end. So, would the duel have turned out different if we would have started at, let's say, 197 with Zek? I don't know, but I know Zek is going to wrestle the same whether if he's the first match or the last match. So.
Coverage of tonight's contest brought to you by the Crown Plaza in Middleburg Heights. If you're looking for a quality place to stay before or after any Yellow Jacket contest, hope you choose the Crown Plaza. By the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the official healthcare provider for BW Athletics. And by American International. If you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. Yellow Jackets will not have another dual meet at home for quite a while. As the first period expires, Lehman has a 2-1 lead. Next time they'll wrestle at home, February 7th against Wilmington. Wrestling John Carroll and Heidelberg on the road in late January. And the John Suma invite, February 8th. That's a good point for Mount Union, tied it at 2. They'll have one more duel on Saturday, the 14th of February against West Liberty, team from down in West Virginia. But only 4 home meets all year. What's the strongest part of Zach Lehman's mentality?
Zach is one of the most competitive kids that I've ever met. So his mentality is that he's always looking out there. He's always looking to score points, but he's just got so much fight in him, no matter what, that like it's hard to stop him. He just wants to win at everything. Like it can be something so like completely besides wrestling. It could be like a game of Mario Kart that we're playing, and he's screaming trying to win. I think that's definitely his one of the biggest things with his mindset. Another thing is his attitude. He's always super positive. He's never really like negative about anything, which is contagious for the whole team. You know, like when you have someone that has a great attitude like that, it's always pumped up, even though we might be about to have a hard workout or something. I mean, it helps when guys like him are smiling and having fun. Like,
well, he is certainly one of the unquestioned leaders of this team. He's got a 4-2 lead, 8 seconds left in the second. Brings the second period to a close. Riding time right now in favor of Zach Lehman. Coming down to the wire. See if Lehman can come up with the third Yellow Jacket win of the night. Folks might remember a couple years ago, these two teams met late in the season. And BW ended up winning the match very late in the match. And they won the OAC championship in doing so. This year meeting much earlier in the year, but certainly feels like the same implications are at stake. Inside a minute 20 here in the third. Lehman's riding time is going the wrong direction, even though he has a 4-2 lead. How can Lehman get out of this?
He's just got to start controlling hands. He's got to win the hand fight down there, and that's definitely the first step. The next thing that comes with that is just getting a foot down to the mat so you could get to your feet. And then once you get to your feet, just staying up there because it's the top guy's responsibility to bring you down. And then it mainly starts with the hand fight. He has a fresh start here, so let's see how he handles this, but yeah, definitely winning the hand fight is the biggest thing on bottom.
Okay. 39.1 on the clock and counting here in the third period. Zachary Lehman trying to join Ben Hoff and Jack Stanley for Yellow Jacket individual wins tonight. Stanley at 125, Hoff at 174. Massey had a major decision for Mount Union at 133. Jordan James beat Charlie Nash 11-5 at 141. Luke Hernandez beat Tanner McHugh 8-4 at 149. And then a couple of pins for Antoine Pugh and for Michael McIntyre at 157 and at 165. And the clock winds down, expires. The Yellow Jackets do pick up a victory at 197. Zachary Lehman wins it 4-2. That sets us up for the final match of the night. It's 25-9.
This is Parker Meany for BW and Grant Martin.
Tell us about Parker Meany.
His first tournament back was the BW Invite, and he looked really good. He made it to the finals. He took second. He had an injury. He had an injury at the beginning of the year, but I mean he's tough. He's really good on his feet. He's pretty strong. He likes to get to the legs quick and finish quick, and then just hold guys down. I mean, I would say neither of these guys are your typical heavyweights that people stereotype them like 1-0, 1-1 matches. I would say both of these guys from both teams like to put points on the board. So
Michael Mather wrestling for Mount Union, and he gets 2 points there. Mather wrestling his first match of the season.
This is Grant Martin from Mount.
Okay. Perhaps they haven't updated the live stats here properly. I apologize for that. So Grant Martin wrestling.
Yeah, they announced it as Michael Mather, but this is Grant.
Okay. Oh boy. Well, could end quickly. Wow. Exclamation point, Grant Martin pins Parker Meany. And Mount Union with a 31-9 victory tonight on the back of 3 pins, including at 157, 165, and 285. Tough night for the Jackets. Mount Union wrestled really well.
Yeah, they did.
As a Yellow Jacket, how do you try to respond from a night like this and move on to the next one?
We got to just do the next right thing. The next right thing is going to be getting after tomorrow morning, figure out how we can get better, where we went wrong. I mean that's pretty much it. Like, our big thing is not letting our highs get us too high and not letting our lows get us too low. So we're going to flush this, forget about it, because we got the next thing to worry about. Like, it definitely stings now, but at the end of the day, it's just a dual meet in December. So the only thing that matters is March. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So
Mount Union 31, Baldwin Wallace 9. Coverage of tonight's contest brought to you by the Courtyard by Marriott and Town Place Suites in Middleburg Heights. For Dante Giannetti, I'm Brendan Gulick. Thanks for tuning in tonight on BWYellowJackets.com. The next home match for the Yellow Jackets, again, is not until the 7th of February against Wilmington. So we'll wish the team good luck during their December and January competition. See you next time here in Berea.